With you today, and we have got a big game today. It is the New Territories Tigers versus the Hong Kong Islanders. The Tigers have won the toss and elected to bat, so they're going to go out, try to set a total. These two teams have played before in the round robin series. The Tigers were victors that day. It was a low scoring affair that day. The Tigers only put on 90 in there at 30 overs, but managed to defend it and win by 14 runs. Hoping for a big scoring fest today though, 30 overs. Out in the middle for the Tigers, opening the batting. It is Matha and Preet Mangakaya. Looks like Veer will be on strike. Getting underway a little early here. Scheduled 1 PM start, but we're good to go. Umpires out in the middle. Wakas Ali and Sheldon De Cruz is at square leg. It's Gidwani out in the middle, I should say. Veer on strike, Gidwani at the non-striker's end in the number 12 jersey. There's two in the number 12s for the Tigers today. Umpire Ali waving to the scorers. Almost ready to get underway. Dejari with the ball from the softball ground end to get us underway. This big Caravel All-Star Series final. Oh, slight delay. Umpire Ali just adjusting the stumps. Dejari will go back to his mark and get this game underway. There's the first delivery, left alone outside of, called wide. This is the second game at the Caravel All-Star Series today, finals this morning. The under 13s came out for their T20 final. Same two teams played, in fact. Hong Kong Islanders versus the New Territories Tigers. Tigers were victors then. We'll see what happens today. Islanders with the ball, that's straight down leg and probably wide again. Bias Dejari just getting some sighters in. His first two deliveries. Sprayed one a little wide on the offside, that one down leg. That one come off the bat. Well run, gets through for a single. That gets Matha off the mark and off strike. Brings you to Gidwani on strike, opening the batting today with Veer. One's straight down leg again. Umpire Ali calls it wide. That's bowled him. He's bowled three wides and got a wicket. It's only two legal deliveries of the first over. First one went for a single. That one, first ball duck. Gidwani gone. Bowled by Dejari. First wicket falls for the New Territories Tigers. They're 4 for 1. I was just saying earlier how Dejari was spraying them all over the place. That one cleaned up the off stump. Now Preet Mangakaya comes to the wicket, coming in at number 3. I'm assuming he wasn't expecting to come out. Only two legal deliveries into the game, but he's out in the middle now, joining Matha. He'll be on strike, Dejari with a wicket. They've put a slip in. Now two outside the circle during the power play. Both behind square. Fine leg and deep third. A wide slip in. It's almost a gully. There's a dot ball left alone outside. Mangukiad leaving that one alone, getting a sighter. And defends this time. It took Dejari a few deliveries to get his line and length correct, but then once he's corrected it, he's been on the money. A single, a wicket and 2 dot balls. That one straight under the thigh pad, another wide. Little overcast. We've had patches of sunshine today, earlier in the first game. Mostly cloudy and an occasional gusty breeze. The rope's out a bit further for the under-16s final. He's guided that one nicely. Don't worry about how far the ropes are out there. That's raced away. First boundary for the Tigers on the board. Beautiful drive just to the side of point. Raced away. As the day goes on, the outfield is drying up, so it's going to get quicker and quicker. Just a slight delay as we clear some litter on the field and a cricket ball. 1 ball remaining in the first over. The under-16s 30 over final. Caravel All-Star Series. Full push to cover. Dot ball. That ends the first over. New Territory Tigers 9 for the loss of 1 wicket. An eventful over that was. 10 deliveries in total and a wicket. 4 wides, a 4 off the bat. A great delivery to dismiss Gidwani. 9 on the board so far for the Tigers. Ganesan to open the bowling from the commentary tent end. Via Matha on strike. He's just faced the 1 delivery, got a single in the last over. Slip in place. This one's closer to like a second slip. It's just moving deep third around a bit finer, and he's ready to go. Punched away in the offside, a bit of a misfield. That's going to race away to the rope, I think, as well. It's slowing up. It's slowing up, but I think it trickled over the rope, did it? No? Just the 4. Signalled 4. Thought it just trickled over. It's a long way away from our commentary position, that rope, but very nice stroke again. This time, via Matha punching it through the offside. Short of a length, and it was outside that off stump this time. The first ball, Via left it alone this time. He was on it and beat the point fielder. That one angled in a bit more, forcing Matha to defend. Ganesan to Matha. Continuing with that outside off line. Can't beat the field this time. Dot ball tough spot to be fielding right there at point on the edge of the circle, because the AstroTurf pitch is right in front. A lot of bobbling around. That one cut back in. Good delivery. Another dot ball. Just that 4 off the over so far. Apart from that, it's been tidy from Ganesan. Matha took a few steps down the pitch there, but was right in the block hole and just punched a mid-on. End of the second over. New Territories Tigers are 13 for the loss of 1 wicket. Dejari continuing from the softball ground end. Eventful first over. A successful one though. Comes back in. That one's going down wide again. And a few extras. Five wide so far. We're just in the third over. That said, he did get a wicket in that last over, so wicket's all important. That's right on the toes. It's a big appeal. Drifting down leg, perhaps. Not out, says umpire Ali. Good Yorker length there. And a good comeback ball from bowling the wide down leg. This one's outside off. Just delicately played. They have one of their 2 fielders outside the circle out there at deep point, so just the single. Matha on strike now. That one's drifting, it's in the air. I think that's a catch. It's the call. Bump it into the ground perhaps. Looked like it carried. Not out. Perhaps a life for Matha there. Behind the batter in the commentary tent, so that one's full. Be fielded by mid-off. Oh, a swing and a miss. He's got an under edge appeal. Not out. Big slash at it outside off there from Matha. Good over so far from Dejari. Just that one wide. Single in there as well. Much tidier than the first. Almost got a wicket. That one's lofted. It's split the field. It's racing. It's going to go all the way. 4 runs. Half guided, half luck there for Matha, but he gets the boundary to end the third over. New Territories Tigers are 19 for 1. Abhimanyu Ganesan to continue from the commentary tent end. First over just went for 4. Mangukia on strike. He's on 5. It's right on the toes. Direct hit, but he was safely home. Well fielded. Good run. Rotate the strike. Most of the fielders for the Islanders are sitting right back on the circle. That's slashed away on the offside, but well fielded at point. Looks like Krish Batani there, fielding at the point position. He's getting a lot of work today. A few strokes being punched on the offside through that point region. Ganassan again. Takes a couple of steps again, this time Matha. Doesn't get any of it. A sly attempt at a run out stumping. He got back in time and missed the stumps. Jadavir Singh with the gloves on for the Islanders. Bottom of the bat there for Matha. He's trying to punch it through that offside. It's the first single off the first ball of this over so far. That one started outside off and cut back in. Another dot ball. Good pressure here from the Islanders. Got an early wicket. Runs are flowing enough for the Tigers. Run rate currently 5.22. That one's on the toes, whipped around the corner. They will field it, just the single. And that is the end of the 4th over. New Territory Tigers 21 for 1. Pushed away on the leg side. They'll get another single here, the Tigers. Tajari continuing from the softball ground end. He got the first wicket in his first over. Mangukia now on strike. He's on 6. Looks solid. These two looking to form a partnership. Straight down leg side. It is called wide. The regulation appeal from the from the wicket keeper when it goes down leg, trying to convince the umpire it wasn't a wide, but umpire Wakas Ali was not falling for it. Wide called. That's a better delivery from Tajari, honing in on that off middle stump. Preet just pushing it back down to mid-on. Shorter this time, gets the dot ball. Again, tries to bump it into the turf a bit shorter there to Jari. Didn't rise up as much. Getting a bit of that green patch in the middle. Does get the dot ball again. Oh, swing and a miss. There's a big appeal for caught behind. Nothing doing. One ball remaining in the fifth. Again, pushes it into the turf, just tickled around the corner. Quick single, gets through safely. There's going to be big overthrows here though. That's probably going to be 4 overthrows. Is it? It is. Costly mistake there from the Islanders. Forget a 5. And that is the end of the 5th over. New Territories Tigers 24 for the loss of 1 wicket. 28 for the loss of 1 wicket, I should say. .28 with that 5-run final delivery. Before the game, I saw the Islanders warming up with their coach. One of the things the coach was focusing on was backing up, backing up, backing up. That one there, no backing up, costing an extra 4 runs for the Islanders. Handy runs for the Tigers, however. Ganesan to continue from the commentary tent, and Mangukia on strike, right on his toes. It's just got an inside edge. It's going to go for 4. Luck's of fortune there. 4 byes. He didn't even get a bat on it. Missed everything. He chopped down and got an inside edge, but umpire De Cruz corrects me. Unlucky for Ganesan. Big Yorker, just outside off stump. Comes outside off. Nice delivery. And Preet semi-playing at it. Just looking at a replay of that Yorker that went for 4 byes, and I'm not sure how it did not hit the stumps. It did not. And that's got a leading edge past that 4-slip gully position for a single. Three balls remaining in the power play for this 30-over match for the Caravel All-Star Series Under-16s final. Again, Matha takes a couple of little shuffle steps. They're not full steps. He just shuffles down the pitch a little bit. It defends into the offside for a dot. Again, a little bit of a shuffle footwork. They're going to go through for a quick single. It was well run there. Preet was off very early from the non-striker's end. He was safely home. A shy at the non-striker's end might have been interesting because Matha wasn't aware that that's what was going on, but safely through for a single. That one's going down leg, called wide. Rightly so. Going for that Yorker length again, but this time just pushed it a little too far. That first Yorker that we saw that missed everything, I think it went down inside the leg stump. Looking at the replays again, it just moved in so far that it missed everything. Great delivery. Oh, that's straight to him. I was blinded by the umpire there, but I think it's a drop catch, was it? And I'm getting confirmation in the commentary tent that yes, that was. It was the player was right there for that shot. He's just missed it, and drop catch, another life for the Territory Tigers, and that is the end of the 6th over. The Tigers are 36 for 1. Change in bowling for the Islanders from the softball ground end. Miraj Hussain coming into the attack. Wicketkeeper Tajveer Singh just changing the cap into the helmet. He'll go up to the stumps. As for the field, got a deep cover and a deep mid-wicket. That's about it. Everyone else inside the circle, I think. Islanders in the green, so is the grass, so sometimes it's hard to see them. Here we go, Hussain to Preet. Mangukia just gets a sighted there, see how much spin's happening. Hussain dropped it in a little bit short, gave him a sighter. 2 slips in. Islanders confident there might be an edge coming. Guided between that slip and point. It's racing down the boundary. It will get cut off. And come back for 2. Well, there's no edge there. He guided that deliberately between point and that slip. They've now pushed a second slip to a third slip. It's an interesting slip coordinate. It's more like 1.5 and 2.5. Trying to cut off any chance of that ball being guided down. Again, that's pushed to point. Slight misfield. They'll get through for the single. Switch in the field for the Islanders. Mishra going into point now. Oh, it's beaten the outside edge. Good delivery. Matha pushing forward. It's spun. Spun past the outside edge. One's wider, fuller. It's punched through the offside. They do have that protection out there at the deep cover boundary. So just the single. Brings Mangukia back on strike. He's on 16. Face the final delivery. Hussain's first over. Floats that one up on leg side. That got what it deserved. It was a full toss on the legs and it was smashed for 4. Nice shot there. Boundary to end the 7th over. The New Territory Tigers are 44 for the loss of 1 wicket. Change in bowling from the commentary tent end. Prakar Mishra coming into the attack. On strike, via Matha on 13. Mishra, the leg spinner for the Islanders. Again. And leg spin from both ends. Strays onto the pads, just tickled around the corner. Fielded by deep square leg. Get the single. Floated that one up, but straying onto the leg side. So easy pickings for Matha. That's a good delivery. Don't have a slip in. Got the edge. And the slip was back on the circle. Now the slip is moved up. They had 2 slips in last over for Hussain, but they didn't have any slips in to start with for Mishra. This time he's just punched it around the corner. Again, work to do for deep square leg. Rotating the strike. That's a good delivery. And Veer come forward, had to defend. Looking to get that length and line again that gets the outside edge. Now they've got the slip in place. One's going to be called wide. Veer was trying to push it around the corner, but didn't get any bat on it. And Mishra was hoping it had a lot of leg spin on it so it could bowl him around his legs, but it did not. So wide called. Oh, it's a full toss. It didn't get the treatment completely, but it will go for 4. Slight miss hit, but he saw it coming, gave it enough. Only the one fielder out on the leg side on the boundary, and it's a no ball. And that's 50 up. New Territory Tigers 52 for 1. Everything happening on that last delivery. They brought up the 50. There's a no ball. Now there's a free hit. Of course, they can't move the field. He's tried to give it everything, gave it nothing. Got away with it there, Mishra. Got the dot ball on the free hit. It's the delivery he's been trying to bowl all over, to be honest. That's the perfect delivery. Beat everything. This one's floated up. Punched to mid-off. And they put pressure enough on the field to scamper through for a single. That is the end of the 8th over. The New Territory Tigers 53 for 1. Hussain to continue from the softball ground end. They've got the slips in place straight up this time. First and a third slip. Good delivery, well defended. This one's punched through the offside. A lot of work to do. Fielder was on the ropes at deep point, but gets around to deep extra cover to field. They get through for 2. And the 51-run partnership between these two. Very handy after losing that very, very early wicket in the first over. Putting together a very nice innings. That one's punched away on the offside. It will get picked up. That deep point's moved more around to a deep cover. Only person out on the offside, so a lot of paddock to be patrolling out there with the leg spin. Both players for the Tigers letting the ball move and spin a bit and then punch it on the offside, unless it strays on the legs, of course. Around the wicket now. Just a move, good ball, got the outside edge. Gone through for a quick single, they get through. Change of angle, very nice there. Maharaj is saying he's going to go back over the wicket, so he's changing his bowling angles between the two different batters. Over the wicket now for Matha. And going around the wicket when Mangukia is on strike. That is the end of the 9th over. New Territories Tigers 57 for 1. Got the 50-run partnership, these two, and they're also going along at a good knock. Current run rate 6.3. Keeping the runs flowing. A few times been lucky. But that's cricket, and they're still out there in the middle. The change in bowling from the commentary tent end. Looks like Ayan Ahmed Sheikh coming on. Mishra just getting the 1 over before they've rotated the changes. Almost all players inside the circle for the Islanders. And pushing it outside off. Shake in again. He pushes that. He's going to have to scare, but they attack the non-striker's end there. He got through. Another single on the board. Pitches that, put that one in the pitch a little bit harder that time, Sheikh, and Matha was onto it early. Pushed it between two players for another single. And in again, this one's right on the toes. Preet pushes it down to mid-off. No run. It's beaten him completely. Good delivery. Good starting over here from Sheikh. There's 2 runs off it so far. Next delivery will round out the first 10 overs of this 30 over a side match. Bangs it into the turf. That's probably going to go all the way to the rope. That was beautifully played. Yes, it does. Races away for 4. I was just saying it was a tidy over, but the last ball was a bit loose, a bit short, outside off. Mangukia was on in a flash, slashed it through behind point and raced to the boundary for 4. That's the end of 10 overs. The New Territories Tigers are 63 for the loss of 1 wicket. Miraj Hussain to continue from the softball ground, and all 2 overs so far, 9 for 10. Deep square leg, deep cover, and 2 on the ropes. Everyone else in a fairly attacking position, including 2 slips. Pitched it right up there into the block hole. Again, full this time, a little too full. It's well hit. Is it going to get all the way? No, well fielded by that deep cover fielder. Get back for 2. Was racing down to the rope there. Scampered away to his right. Saved 2 runs. A little too full there from Hussain. This one drops in a bit shorter. Nobody in there on the leg side, so easy single. Well called again from Mangukia. Last over, Miraj went around the wicket to Preet. At the moment, he's continuing to go over the wicket as he does for Matha. I liked it when he went around the wicket, actually. The angle really pushed across Mangukia. But at the moment, he's just taken his second slip out and put somebody in close, short mid-wicket to stop the singles. It's good field placing at the moment to cut off those singles now. Short one in on the leg and on the offside. Try to tempt either batter to go over the top of the circle. They don't have anyone out on the leg side on the rope though. Now that was just a fastball. That wasn't a spinner at all, and it's gone down leg for a wide and an extra. Don't think anyone was expecting that. Least of all, the wicketkeeper, Tajveer Singh. Fastball down leg side, so get an extra run on top of the wide. That's a better delivery. Good comeback delivery. Got it to pitch, spin, beat the outside of the bat. And that's the end of the 11th over. New Territories Tigers 68 for the loss of 1 wicket. Partnership up to 64 for these 2. Ayan Ahmed Sheikh to continue from the commentary tent end. Looks like he's going to mix things up. Is he going to go around the wicket? No. Over the wicket it is. Mangukia on strike. He's on 27. Matha at the other end on 26. As I said, that partnership now at 64 between these 2. Bangs it into the turf, does Sheikh. Pushes it down the leg side, so Preet just tickles it around the corner for a single. Plenty of singles so far in this game. 11 overs in, just the 6 boundaries. 3 fours apiece for these 2. But even with the singles, they're managing to keep the run rate over 6, which will keep them happy. 9 wickets in hand still. 19 overs to go, just under. Fuller this time outside off. That's very nicely played there from Matha. He's just put the bat in the way, punched it down. They do have a fielder down on the rope, so it's just the single. It was a full ball. He just placed the bat down on the ground and guided down through backward point. And they do have a deep backward point. Hence just the single. Got that deep backward point and a fine leg on the rope, and everybody else inside. This time, Mangukia decides to do a bit of a shuffle before just flicking it around the corner off the pads to square leg, dot ball. Again, a bit of a shuffle. Similar result, dot ball. Both teams in this middle over grind. Islanders looking for wickets. Tigers batters just looking to punch it around, get some singles, keep the runs ticking over, and attack in the final 10. Another dot ball. That's the end of the 12th over. New Territories Tigers 70 for 1. Twelve overs in, the Islanders have already used 5 bowlers. Just the one successful so far. First over from Tajari. Since then it's been these two out in the middle, putting together a very handy partnership for their team. In the final, it's the Caravel All-Stars Series Under-16s 30 over final. Last time these two teams met, it was a victory for the Tigers. They batted first in that game too. They're currently 70 for 1 in this game. In that game, they scored 90 all out. So they're certainly looking better than the last time these two teams met, back on April 6th, I think it was. Imran Ahmed into the attack for the Islanders. Oh, a bit of a mix-up there. Direct hit might have been interesting. Mangukia scampers back into his crease. There's 6 bowler used in 13 overs now for the Islanders. Rotating through them. Both teams with a deep bowling lineup. Full down leg, missed by the keeper, and that's going to pull up. It's spongy again, going to get cut off. There's going to be 2 more on top of that wide. Handy runs for the Tigers. Little loose there from Imran. Islanders have now pulled the slip out and left it into a leg gully-ish back up in case the ball does go down leg again, with Bra with the gloves up close to the stumps, right behind the stumps, but close enough that anything strays too far down leg, he's not going to be able to get a glove on. Through for the single, punching it onto the onside. Slight inside edge there from Matha, but it was where he was aiming. Punch it on the leg side. Plenty of gaps, just the 4 on the leg side. 3 on or in front of square, so the runs are there. And at the moment, that's how the Tigers are making their runs. Continuing in singles, 2s, occasionally here and there. Full this time, right at the toes. No run this time. Imran a bit shorter this time. Preet just punches it to point. Another single. One ball remaining in this, the 13th over. 5 off it so far. Just dealing in those singles. Little shuffle there from Matha, but no run. Punches it to mid-off. That's the end of the 13th over. New Territory Tigers, 75 for 1. Having a look at the Manhattan now for the Tigers. A few big scoring overs there, a 9, but that was in the first over. So much happened in that over. Wicket and a 9 runs. They've got a 9 again in the 8th over, but apart from that, it's just been pushing it around, keeping the run rate in or around that 6 and over. Last over they got 5. That's all they need. They've got 9 wickets in hand at the moment, the Tigers. Get through to the drinks break after the 15th. And think about attacking a little more. Ayan Ahmed Sheikh to continue from the commentary tent end. He's bowled 2 overs so far, none for 8. Mangukia on strike. He's on 29. Oh, he's flashed that in the air, but there's no one there, and it's going to get cut off. It was a nice stroke. It's in the air, a little risky, but point was at point instead of backward point. So just flew through for a single. Now is often the case. They rotate the field around to cover that spot where it did go, pushing both point back to a backward point and the deep backward point further fine up. Matha on strike. Straight down the leg side. They do have coverage. It's misfielded though. That's going to be 4. You can see that ball was straying onto the leg stump. Matha's just tickled around the corner. And then the misfield, it was going fast, but it went straight between the legs. And the boundary ensued. That's the 4th boundary for Matha. These two out in the middle are just taking turns on the highest score for the Tigers. That 4 puts Matha back in front. He's on 32 and his teammate Mangukia on 30. Again, straying down leg side, wide called. Sheikh getting a little loose this over into his 3rd. There's a bit of a breeze pushing across the ground towards Ting Kwong Road, helping the ball down that leg side. I need to adjust slightly. That's a better delivery. Started it outside off, angling in. Gets the dot ball. Here the Islanders trying to gee themselves up. We're in a bit of a lull. It's been a solid 13 overs since their last wicket, the first one. Oh, it's full. Bit of fancy footwork there from Preet. No run though. Full again. It's punched over the top of the infield. That's going for 4. Save your legs. That's going all the way. 2 full. Matha was onto it in a flash. Hit it over the top of the infield. 4 more. That's his 5th boundary. All in 4s. Been 2 full this over, Sheikh. One good delivery where he managed to hit the good length, angling in, but seemed 2 full or down leg so far. Good comeback delivery. Dot ball. That's the end of the 14th over. New Territory Tigers are 85 for 1. One over before drinks here at the Caravel All-Stars under 16s 30 over final between the Islanders and the Tigers. And the beauty about the Caravel All-Star Series is that the players in each team are all from different teams throughout Hong Kong. So most of the season, they play against each other. They're enemies. They try to defeat each other. Now they've all got to come together as teammates and try to hold aloft the big Caravel All-Star Series trophy, which will be presented at the end of this game to one of these two teams. One over before drinks. It will be Imran Ahmed to bowl it from the softball ground end. He's coming in to Mangukia. Right on the toes, but straying down that leg side again. Islanders with 2 behind square on the rope, and that's we've got 1 out there on the offside as well, at deep cover. They get through for a single, keeping those singles ticking over and keeping that run rate around 6. Imran to via Matha. It's wide outside off, slashed away. It's a great shot. It's well fielded. Cut it off there. Would have been a lot of work for that deep cover to get around that point on the boundary. So just a single. Imran in again. Again, it's wide outside off. Just punched a point. It might be a chance if it's a direct hit. It wasn't. I think he might have been a few centimetres short there, Matha, if that was a direct hit. A very tough throw, of course. He's at point, so it's completely side on. That's why they chanced the arm and live to fight another day. These Tigers duo. This time defended, dot ball. Six bowlers used by the Islanders in the first 15 overs. We'll get to the drinks break shortly. You'd think the Tigers are probably in the box seat here. Only 1 wicket down. They'll look to survive these last 2 deliveries and go into the drinks break. Only 1 down. Right on the toes. Perhaps a slower ball there from Imran. Dot ball though. And just defends. Dot ball, end of the 15th over. New Territories Tigers are 89 for 1, and the players are going to head off for a drink. I will go find a cup of tea. We'll be back here at Tin Kwong Road Recreation Ground for this Caravel All-Stars under 16s 30 over final very shortly. Welcome back to Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground for the Caravel Under-16s All-Stars final. It's the Islanders versus the New Territory Tigers. We just finished the drink break. 15 overs done. Tigers in a good place at the moment. 89 for the loss of one wicket. Change of bowler from the commentary tent end. It is Qasim Iqbal. He starts with a wide. Now that takes the New Territory Tigers to 90 for 1. The last time these two played, back on April 6, Tigers won, but the Tigers scored 90. All out for 90 and 25.5. Today they're 90 for 1. And they did manage to bowl the Islanders all out for 76. That's another wide. So the Tigers, coming out of the drinks break, will be feeling very confident about where they're at. The Islanders, on the other hand, will be looking for wickets. Very full. Chop block it around the corner for a single. Iqbal to Matha. Very full. I think that's above waist height. It is. It's a no ball. Free hit coming up for Preet Mangukia. See that, as soon as it came out of the hand from Iqbal, it was going to be above waist height. And the free hit, the field cannot change. Full slower ball this time. Good delivery. It's the dot ball. It's the second no ball free hit we've seen in this innings, and the Islanders have got away with both of them. Both ended up being dot balls. That's a full toss as well. That could be a catch though. Oh, diving effort there. Running in. Great effort diving at the ball there from Hussain. Just couldn't get to it. Preet survives, gets down the other end with a single. It's full again. That one's absolutely dispatched. Straight off the middle of the bat, you could hear it as soon as it got crunched through the infield. Races away, 4 runs. Matha moves to 42. That's his 6th boundary. It was full again from Iqbal. Matha was onto it very quickly. Iqbal again this time. It's been hit over the top of the infield. That'll be 4 more. 1 bounce over the rope. Short boundary as it is. That's the 100 up for the New Territory Tigers. Been a costly over so far. Still 1 ball to come. 14 off it. And if you remember all the way back to the beginning of this innings, the first wicket fell at the score of 4, so these guys are 1 run away from their 100-run partnership, but they won't get it this over. That's end of the 16th. The New Territory Tigers are 103 for 1. Change of bowling from the softball ground end for the Islanders. Shrey Chanchad coming into the attack. The 8th bowler used for the Islanders. Doing everything they can to get a wicket, break this partnership. Currently at 99. Straight onto the pads, but can't beat the infield. Dot ball. This one on the outside, but punched straight to point. Trey bowling very nicely to start his first over. 8th into the attack. So far starting with 3 dot balls. Again defends. Angukia and Matha making me wait to celebrate their 100-run partnership. Got to 99 and now it's been 5 dot balls. Oh, it could be a run out. Oh, misfield. They will get through. That is their 100 partnership up. These two out in the middle came out in the first over and they've put 100 runs on. Been a few risky times, but they've got through, done the job for their team. The Tigers. Been over 16 overs since these two came together. Keeping that run rate over 6. Right on the toes. They'll get through for a single as Long Off is way back on the rope down there near the softball ground end. And that ends the 17th over. The New Territory Tigers 105 for 1. Islanders continue to roll the changes for the bowlers. They've moved Imran Ahmed from the softball ground end down to the commentary tent end. Matha on strike, nearing on his half century. He's towed that one in the air. That's how he's going to get his set 6. That's gone all the way. That's the way to get your 50. Smash it over the top, the short boundary down it. Long Off. Thought he got a fair bit of the toe of the bat on that one, but he still managed to clear everything into the roller tractor over there. 6 runs, he's brought up his 50. 53 and 56 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6. That one to bring it up. Great knock, opening the batting. And the runs continue to flow from this commentary tent end. Imran replaced Iqbal, who went for 14 last over from this end. First delivery gone for 6. That's straight onto the pads. There's nobody out on the rope, so these two in the infield are going to have to do all the work here. Just the single. Fair enough, these two have been out there for over 100 balls together. A little bit of fatigue probably setting in. As we near into the final 10 overs, 9 wickets in hand, we should see some fireworks from the Tigers. One's beaten everything, that one. Half-hearted appeal for caught behind. It's usually a good giveaway that there was no bat involved. At the moment, the Islanders will try anything. Looking for that second wicket. I said this is the team that rolled the Tigers for 90 in 25 overs. So they got all 10 wickets in that game. At the moment, they've only managed 1. And that's a slower ball. Oh, there's a mix-up. That's a direct hit. What's the call? Oh, he got in. And they're going to come back for a cheeky overthrow. Direct hit. And Veer had made his ground. The Islanders were so busy appealing, nobody ran around and backed up the ball. 2 runs to Preet. Another 2 runs to the Tigers. That one's beaten the infield. It might slow up, I'm not sure. It's trickling away, and it's made it to the rope, I feel. That's 4 more to the score. Now, Manguki is getting in on the action with the boundaries. "13 off this over already." As I said, there was 14 off the last over from the commentary tent, and these two Tigers are feasting on the bowlers from this end. Islanders in a little bit of disarray at the moment, trying to figure out what they're going to do. These two were always the danger pair with the bat. Showing again why. That is the end of the 18th over. New Territory Tigers 118 for 1. Looking at the Manhattan, and the skyline is getting a little higher there for the Tigers. As you can see, those last 2 overs from the commentary tent end, 14 and 13. Good overs. They've also had that 10 on the 14th over, so they're really starting to pile the runs on now. Trey Chunchad to continue from the softball ground end. He, on the other hand, had a very tidy first over, just the 2 runs off it. Matha on strike. Big swing and a miss there. It's got an edge, it's got an edge, it's gone! They get the breakthrough. That's the breakthrough the Islanders were looking for. Got the huge wicket. Matha, that was wide, that was outside off. Took a wild swing at it, got the toe of the bat, just a feather edge, and he has to go. He's out for 54. Just off 57 deliveries, a great knock opening the batting for the Tigers. And he's out. Caught Brar off the bowling of Chunchad. The second wicket falls for the Tigers. They're 118 for 2. See the Islanders still celebrating. Long time coming, that wicket. Almost 18 overs between the 2 wickets. Now they might feel they can stem the runs, the flow of runs here. The Tigers were well on the way to getting 200 from their 30. Harry Hodgson coming to the crease. And gone straight through him as well. Loud appeal. Apologies. I see a change on the screen now that it is Doshi that's come in at number 4. Beating the bat on a regular basis here is Chunchad. Said he bowled a very nice first over, the second over looking even nicer. Wicket with the first ball of the second over, and 2 dots missing the outside edge of the bat with the next 2. That one's fuller this time, well fielded. And diving Faisal cutting off some certain runs there to get Doshi off the mark, as it is another dot ball. Again defends. What can the Islanders do now they've got their breakthrough? Chunchad to Doshi. He leaves that alone outside off. That is a wicket maiden for Chunchad. Gets the vital breakthrough, the big wicket of Matha in his second over. 19 overs done. The New Territory Tigers are 118 for 2. Again, rolling the changes from this commentary tent, and the Islanders looking for whatever they can do to stem the runs. 27 runs come in the last 2 overs from the commentary tent end, so it's Ganeshan back in to the attack. It's full. It's beaten the infield. It's not helping changing these bowlers. That's another boundary. 4 more on the board for Mangukia. He moves to 45. At the moment, this end bowling for the Islanders is becoming a graveyard of bowlers. Maybe you think they try? The Tigers have an answer for. Ganeshan again. And that's cut away too. I think he got a hand on it. Cut it off, so they'll only come back for 2, it looks like. Good diving effort there from Imran Ahmed. Saved 2 runs because that was flying away to the boundary. Shorter outside off. It's appeal for caught behind. I think the appeal for caught behind was to convince the umpire not to call wide on that one, and it worked because umpire De Cruz kept his arms down. All the mind games in the world, as we do in cricket. Ganeshan again, that one is wide. And no doubt that the arms were going up on that one from umpire De Cruz. You can see lots of family and friends and supporters of the Caravel All-Stars Under-16 game in here at Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Great to see lots of people pulling up a chair and watching some great youth cricket. The next generation of Hong Kong superstars. And it's a lovely day for a public holiday. You're floating around in Hong Kong, wondering what to do, watching online. Come on down and watch the end of this innings, or perhaps the run chase later today. This final of the Under-16s Caravel All-Star Series. Ganeshan. That's a better delivery. That's his line and length he needs to be bowling from this end. Not sure what it is with the run up the hill a little bit or what, but we've just seen a lot of over-pitch deliveries bowled from this end lately. But that one was right on the money. That one's wide. Trying for that Yorker wide of off-stump line, but just too wide that time. Noshi on strike, yet to get off the mark. A swing and a miss this time. And that's the end of the 20th over. New Territories Tigers are 127 for 2. Some good signs in that over for Ganeshan. Not pushing it too wide. He got the line and length really well. Only 9 from that over, and as it's been in the last few, that's better than most from the commentary tent end. This other end though, Shrey Chanshat is bowling, and he's bowling beautifully. 2 overs, 1 maiden, 1 wicket for 2. But this man on strike right now is the man that the Islanders really want to get out. He's heading towards his 50. He's looking confident. And that's a full toss in the air. I've just talked him up and called it. That's a commentator's curse if ever you've heard it. Mangukia has to go on 48. It was a full toss. It was a rank full toss. It deserved a lot of punishment. It didn't get it. He's cut it straight to point. And he's got to go. That's the third wicket to fall for the New Territories Tigers. They're 127 for 3. And the 2 big wickets that the Islanders needed, now back in the shed. Mangukia and Matha. Sheehan coming out, it looked like, to join Doshi. 2 new batters now out in the middle. And that's another wicket for Chanchat. He can do no wrong. He can bowl a full toss outside off stump and get one of the top batters of the Tigers out just by floating it up there on the outside of the off stump. He's cut it straight to point, backward point in the air, gets the wicket. You look back and go, that wasn't my greatest delivery, but I got the result for the team, and the Islanders have their 3rd wicket. And this will roll the changes. The left-hander coming out, Shian Aldrich. Got a slip in place for the left-hander. Faisal Abu Bakr sitting there in a first slip. They've bought most of the field inside the circle, apart from deep third. Right on the money, first delivery there from Chanchat. Islanders, after going a long stretch, over 18 overs without a wicket, now have 2 in quick succession. That'll get them up and about. Again defended. It's been 10 deliveries since someone scored a run off Shrey Chanchat's bowling, and in that time he took 2 wickets. That one is going to be a wide. They finally got a run off him, and it was of his own doing, his own volition. Seen this a fair bit, both this morning's Caravel All-Stars Under-13 T20 final and a little bit here in the Under-16s 30-over competition. When the left-hander comes out, the adjustments for the bowlers are a little tricky. That's a better line. Coming across the left-hander. Got that slip in place, looking for the edge. Chanchat to Shian. Again defence. It's a semi-attacking field from the Islanders with a slip in place. A short cover, but everyone else is back on the circle. 2 new batters in. Pushing some more fielders into catching positions to put some pressure onto the batters might be an idea, but that is the end of the 21st over. New Territories Tigers 128 for 3. Tigers still on target for 180 plus, depending on wickets that fall from here. Islanders, of course, would like to keep them underneath that since they were bowled out for 76 last time these two met. But it is a fierce bowling lineup for the Tigers. So whatever score is posted by the New Territories Tigers, the Islanders will have a bit of a struggle. Our batters will need to perform at the top, and anything's possible. Still got 9 overs left of the Tigers' batting innings, though. Find out what target the Islanders will need to chase down. Imran Ahmed continues. Swing and a miss again. Doshi trying to get off the mark. So far unsuccessful. Faced 8 deliveries. Pitched that one up just outside the off stump. Bit of yap from the Islanders out in the field. You might have picked that up on the effects, Mike. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss. Trying to put some pressure on these new batters. So far doing a good job. And run again. Short this time. It's punched over the infield now. He's going to get off the mark and do it in style. Probably 2 in that one, you'd suggest. All the way down to the rope, and they come back for 2. Bit short there from Imran. He was bowling good line and length, but decided to pitch it in a bit shorter. See if he can't generate a wicket, but Doshi was wise to it and chipped it over the infield. This time, straight to point, no run. Amazing what a couple of wickets can do. Might have a look at the Manhattan at the end of this over, but when Matha and Preet were out there, the runs were flowing freely from this end. The commentary turned end bowling, and they've really pegged it back, the Islanders. Oh, it's gone straight through him. Hands on the head, and there's an appeal for the stumping. Thought that Doshi had gone for a walk. Umpire says no. Meanwhile, Imran Ahmed had his hands in his head trying to figure out how that did not hit the stumps. Doshi lives another day. It's in the air, just one bounce to point, and he's gone out of his crease. Dot ball in the end, a lot of excitement to end the 22nd over. The New Territory Tigers, 130 for 3. You can see there the big hitting of that partnership between Matha and Preet. 114 runs they put in as a partnership. There was some big hitting from this end. You can see those big towers there, 14, 13, 10. Since the wickets have fallen, though, the runs have really been pegged back. They bowled well, the Islanders, especially this man with the ball in hand right now. Shrey Chanchat coming in for his 4th over. So far bowled 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 wickets for 3. He hadn't bowled a wide in his last over, he would have had another wicket maiden. He's bowling to the left-handed. Shian on strike now. Wrapped on the pads, he's given straight away. Plum had to go. Gets another wicket, that's his 3rd wicket. He's got 3 for 3 now. Chanchat is on fire, that's the 4th wicket to fall. LBW, Shian has to go for a duck. He's out there for quite a few balls, but never managed to trouble the scorers. Faced 6 deliveries in the end. Out LBW. Is there anything that Shrey Chanchat cannot do at the moment? He's getting wickets on full tosses. He's bowling LBWs to left-handers. He's got his 3rd wicket, and now all of a sudden the Islanders can sense something. 4th wicket down, 130 on the board. Tick under 8 overs remaining. Well, the wickets are starting to fall here at Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Islanders went 18 overs with only having one wicket down. Got the first wicket in the first over. Took another 18 overs to get another one. And now all of a sudden, they're on a roll. Mainly due to this man right here with the ball in hand. Shrey Chanchad, 3 wickets for 3. Aram Seth has come out to the crease for the Tigers. He's on strike. He's come out in the middle of a Chanchad master spell. Slip in place still for the new batter. He's going to get off the mark with a nice little single. It's kind of what I was talking about last over, where it's a semi-attacking field, but not really overly attacking. All the players, apart from the slip player, mostly out on the circle, so the singles are there. I feel like with the new batters coming in with these wickets falling, a more attacking field would be optional, and it looks like they're listening to me. And so bringing in the fielders a bit closer to stop the singles. Doshi on strike, he's on 2. Right in the block hole. It's a right grin there from Chanchad. He's like, you're lucky to chop that one out, mate. And Doshi did, survives. Just over 7 overs remaining, 6 wickets in hand. Interesting to see what the Tigers do from here. That's a full toss, and very nicely played between the two fielders. They had come in closer to stop the single. In the fielders and my defence of telling everyone to come in a bit closer, that was another full toss from Chanchad, so it wasn't on the fielders, just 2 full. That said, last time Chanchad bowled a full toss, he got the very prized wicket of Veer Mangakaya. Straightened him up there, Doshi defending. That is the end of the 23rd over. New Territory Tigers 133 for 4. Three runs coming from that last over from Chanchad. That was his most expensive. He's still got a wicket. He's now bowled 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 6. Another change in bowling from the commentary tent end. Aslan Nawaz coming into the attack for the Islanders. He will be the 9th bowler they have used today at this rate. Keep it bravo to start warming up the shoulders. Everyone can have a bowl. Bowl all 11. But at the moment, Nawaz has the ball in hand. It's a nice first delivery. Oh, he's got a massive inside edge there. There's a chance of a run out too. Got through in the end. Doshi was running hard, but it was an interesting stroke there from Sheth. Chopped down on it, got the inside edge, went running through between his pads and leg stump. And that leg gully was a little slow on the ball, to be honest. Allowed them to scamper through for a single. All runs valuable at this time. Oh, it's a misfield there. Kasim Iqbal not getting down to it, and that allows them through for that single. Nawaz to Sheth. Again, getting the under edge of the bat for the second time this over. He's come on as the 9th bowler for the Islanders, but at the moment, he might be the most economical from this commentary tent, and it's bowled him. He's got a wicket. That's the 5th wicket to fall. New Territories Tigers are 135 for 5. I was just talking up how economical Malvaz had been, and he's gone straight through the gate. Cleaned up the middle and leg stump. Stress has to go out for 2. The 9th bowler in the rotation for the Islanders gets a wicket. Aslan Nawaz. Maybe 5 overs ago, talking up the chance of the Tigers hitting 200. Have to peg that back a bit now, I'd suggest. My wonderful WASP projector isn't working, so I can't see what the computer thinks the score might be, but I think the 180 would be his best at the moment as we get slower and into the tail end of the Tigers batting. Harry Hodgson coming to the crease for the Tigers. Facing a fired up Nawaz. It was optimistic. I'm slightly to the side of the stumps and I can see all 3 from here, so I know they're excited. The Islanders getting wickets now, but it was just a leg by. That's the end of the 24th over. New Territories Tigers 136 for 5. Islanders continue to rotate the bowlers. It's working at the moment. They've managed to get 5 wickets now. Dajari, who opened the bowling, coming back in from the softball ground end. Bowled 3 overs already, 1 for 22. Got a wicket in his first over, which was the first over of the game. Chancha still has 1 over left in his spell if they want him, but they've brought Dajari back in right now. Trying to attack this middle order of the Tigers. More and more people rolling in to Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Getting a seat in the stands or getting themselves a seat near the boundary. That's short. Punched away there from Hodgson, just gets the single. It's a slower delivery, it looked like out of the back of the hand from the Jari. Doshi just punches it through to extra cover. Pulls out of that delivery. Early does Dajari. The pressure of wickets has managed to push the run rate. So the Tigers back under 6. Down to 5.6 now. Get 3 for a leg by. Again short, that's whipped away. Didn't get all of it there, Hodgson, but just the single. He was onto it early, he saw it. Ball stuck in the wicket a little bit. So he was onto it a little bit early, so it didn't quite come out of the middle. Still got the single. That's what the Tigers need to do, keep the runs ticking over. That's punched in the air, a diving Faisal there, couldn't get to it, just the single again. That is the end of the 25th over. The New Territory Tigers 140 for 5. 5 overs remain. Where can the Tigers end up? 5 overs remain, 5 wickets in hand. As I said, he came on as the 9th bowler for the Islanders. Nawaz will get another over after his successful over last time out from the commentary tent, and 1 for 2. Why wouldn't you give him another bowl? And the captain for the Islanders says, I agree. Aslan, you're up again. He'll be bowling to Doshi. He's about 3 steps into that bowling before I think the captain's called him off there. It is. Ganeshon's said, hey, hang on. Not quite ready. Now we are. 2 out on the ropes on the leg side. Another dot ball. We've got a deep square leg. Deep mid wicket. And that's it for the coverage on the ropes. Everyone else inside the circle. 4 on the leg side, including 4 on the offside, I should say, including 1 behind square. 3 in the circle on the leg side, plus 2 out on the ropes. Takes 2 steps there. Beats the fielder. Faisal there. Won't get all the way to the boundary. Spongy, but they'll get 2. And that's what this field placing from Captain Ganeshon is attempting to do. Put the pressure on inside the circle. Force these middle order batters to hit over the top. This time just punches it to point for a dot ball. Those on the offside are on the circle. On the leg side, there's one in a short mid wicket. And Nawaz floats that up in there, trying to tempt the batter to hit big. Doshi wound up, but just managed to chop it straight out to cover. That one's a shorter, faster delivery on the pads. I'll get 3 for a leg by here. There's no backing up there. That's going for 4. Costly overthrows. Combination of a wild throw to the non-striker's end with neither of the Islanders players backing up their bowler. You can see as soon as that came out of the arm, that was going for 4 overthrows. Unfortunately, it was leg buys, so it doesn't affect Nawaz's figures. And that is the end of the 26th over. New Territory Tigers 147 for 5. They did get 5 runs on the board there. Valuable runs for the Tigers as they creep towards that 150 mark. Jari out of the attack, Chanchat back in. This is his final over. He gets a wicket with the first ball. The man is on fire, gets his 4th wicket. First ball of his final ball over in his spell. This is his 5th over. He can only bowl a maximum of 5. He's not going to waste it. First delivery, gets the wicket. Look at that. Just come tearing in and is just hit right on the stumps. Perfect line and length there from Chanchat. Gets his 4th wicket. Shrey Chanchat is having a day out there today. 4.1 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 6. He would have had 2 wicket maidens had he not bowled a wide in one of his overs. See how he goes for the last 5 balls of this over. Oh, he almost got another wicket. He's got 4 more balls to see if he can get his fifer. It'll be well deserved. It's been an entertaining 4.5 overs to watch so far. He deserves a 5th probably. Tigers wouldn't agree, but anyone watching would. That's a great shot though. Get off the mark, whipped around the corner. It's going to go very close to the rope. Well stopped in the end. And get back for 2. It's a Via Thacker out there. Gets him off the mark. Two balls remaining in the 27th. 2 balls remaining in Chanchad's 5 over spell. That's a full toss down leg side. Kind of got away with it. Managed to get some bat on it around the corner, so 150 up for the Tigers, 150 for 6 in the 27th over. By this stage, last time these two teams met, the Tigers were all out for 90, so they'll be very happy with 150. They'll be looking for a few more yet. It's called wide. Final delivery from Shrey Chanchad. It's chopped away nicely. That's going to go for 4, I'd suggest. And it does. Very nice shot there from Harry Hodgson. Ruining Chanchad's figures in the end, but in the end it doesn't. 5 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 14. Still a spectacular effort. Can hold his head high. He's managed to get the Islanders back into this Caravel under-16s All-Star final. There's times there we thought 200 was on the cards. His bowling, his hand alone, getting 4 wickets, putting the pressure back on the Tigers. It's the end of Chanchad's spell. Aslan Nawaz will continue from the commentary tent end. He's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 4. And Via Thacker on strike, putting in a short mid-wicket. And that's pretty much the only catching position. Everyone else on the circle. Full on the pads. Another dot ball. Three overs remaining. Full toss this time. Oh, he almost got a caught and bowled out of it. He might get a run out of it. No. Luck's the fortune for Thacker. Gets away with that one. That said, Aslan Nawaz gets away with that one too. It was a rank full toss. Thacker hit it straight back to him into the left hand and it just bobbled out. That's a good delivery. Beaten for flight, beaten for spin. Right up there in the block hole. Another dot ball. 2 overs remaining at the end of this over. I'm going to throw it to, because my wasp isn't working, I've warned the boys that are working, the director and producers next to me for this telecast, that it's their job to have a guess at what score they think the Tigers might get. So have a conference, and at the end of this over we'll make a decision. At the moment these two are trying to get very confused out in the middle. And they just get the single. Another tidy over from Nawaz. Almost a wicket over from him, but unfortunately put the catch down off Thacker. Have a shy of the stumps. Direct hit. Might have been close, but Missed. That's the end of the 28th over. New Territories Tigers 158 for 6. All right, gentlemen. What are you guessing? 170, 175. 12 balls remain. Yeah, that's a runner ball to get to 170. A bit more than a runner ball to get to 175. I'm not going to have a guess because that's not my job. That's why we have the computer to tell me. The computer's down today, so everybody else can have a guess. Either way, 170, even 158 at the moment. It's a reasonable total. We've seen a couple of scores of 170s. I think the Hong Kong Islanders versus the Kowloon team got into the 170s, but that's hit in the air. One bounce, cut off. Chanchat, the man of the moment down there. When anything into the 170s, Islanders will be looking at quite the run chase. We're having to go at 6 and over. On a pitch we've seen can spin. Has been moving around a bit as well with the new ball. Called for the quick single. Thacker was home safely. He set off early. Good backing up from the non-striker's end. Not sure if you heard on the effects mic, but the call was you throw it to the bowlers. They went for the wicket keeper. Thacker was home safely. That's a slower delivery. Popped up in the air, one bounce. Again, rolls the wrist over that delivery. Dajari was outside off, not much danger for Thacker. There's two out there now. I've put on 13. Handy little end of innings partnership. Again, rolls his finger over it. It's hit in the air. That fielder was in close, off the circle. Going to be a chance. What's the call? It's out. They've run out. Thacker has been run out. Coming back for the second. The seventh with good falls for the New Territory Tigers. 161 for 7. 160 for 7. I just need confirmation on that one. But seventh wicket is definitely down. And Via Thacker coming back for the second. The call from the outfield was throw it to the keeper. It was the right decision in the end. They get the run out. $161 for 7. One ball remaining in the 29th over. 3 wickets in hand, 7 balls remain. Deep square leg. Deep third on the ropes. It's got a bottom edge. It's going out to that deep square leg. Fielder just for the single. Danny Mapp's come out to the crease. He's the one that hit that single. That's the end of the 29th over. New Territory Tigers 162 for 7. One over remains. Our co-director projector. One needs 8 more and one needs another 13 off the final over. Ayan Ahmed Sheikh is to bowl the final over, the death over for the Islanders. Danny Mapp will be on strike. Harry Hodgson at the non-striker's end. Ayan Ahmed Sheikh's bowled 3 overs so far. No wickets for 18. Shuffling a little bit more of the field. They're putting a long off back and bringing the long on into mid on. Deep mid wicket. Deep cover. Just 3 outside the circle, it looks like. No, there's 4. There's 1 down at deep third. Shake to Map. He might get 4 out of this. He's going to get cut off, running a long way. That's a long way around for the long off to get. Captain Ganeshan picks it up, keeps it to a single. 2, I should say. They did get 2. It's a very long boundary. Watching Ganeshan running around to his left. Managed to save 2 runs though. Well fielded and well run. 2 out in the middle, Danny Mapp and Harry Hodgson. More shuffling of the field. Bringing in an extra cover. Full, got the inside of it, that one. It's going to whip away to the boundary, I'd suggest. That's going all the way for 4. Bit of a lucky stroke, but it all counts at the moment for the Tigers. Another boundary on the scoreboard. Tigers creeping up towards that 175 total.
Highest end.
4 balls remaining of this Tigers innings. 30 over a side match of the Caravel All-Stars Under-16 series. And it's the final. 4 balls left of the first innings. It's full again.
Just one boys, just one.
Keeping it to a single. It gets Mapp off strike, brings Harry Hodgson on strike. Shake been a little bit full this over. You can see he's looking for that Yorker length. Over pitching a little sometimes. That one shorter, swing and a miss outside off, good delivery.
That's it, boy.
2 balls remaining.
Last 2, Ian, last 2, come on, boy. That's it, Ian, come on, boy.
Ian Shake to Harry Hodgson. Full again. Going to get past the bowler. It's going to get past the mid-on. But again, Captain Ganeshan scooting around from long off to cover it. Just the single. Final delivery. Danny Mapp on strike. 170 at the moment. 1 ball remaining. Got to be very close, not out. They're going to scamper through for a leg bye, is it? Yes, leg bye. 1 more of the total. That's the end of the innings. 30 overs done. New Territory Tigers are 1-7-1 for 7. The Hong Kong Islanders requiring 172 for victory. We'll run through the batting card for the New Territory Tigers. Opening the batting today via Matha and Hruday Gidwani. Gidwani did not last very long. First, he got a golden duck, in fact. Via Matha was out there for 58 deliveries, got his half-ton, 54 runs, until he was eventually caught behind off the bowling of Chanchad for 54. Preet Mangakai joined him out there in the middle, and they had a 114-run partnership, those two, until he was eventually caught by Imran Ahmed off the bowling of Chanchad for 48. Doshi was out there for a fair while, actually, 26 deliveries for his 8 before he was bowled by Chanchad. Shian LBW to Chanchad for a duck after 6 deliveries. Sheth was bowled by Nawaz for 2. Harry Hodgson was out there at the end, not out on 9. Avir Thacker was eventually run out for 7, and Danny Mapp joined Harry at the end. Scored 8 off 5. The total 171 for 7. Looking at the bowling card, it's a long bowling card. 9 bowlers used by the Islanders today. Dejari opened the bowling, 5 overs, bowled out his spell, 1 for 29. Ganeshan, the captain, bowled 4 overs, none for 19. Miraj Hussain bowled 3 overs, none for 17. Praka Mishra 1 over, none for 9. The man that bowled the final death over right there, Ayan Ahmed Sheikh, 4 overs, none for 26. Imran Ahmed, 4 overs, none for 24. Qasim Iqbal just bowled the single over, went for 14, no wicket. And the man who took all the wickets really, Chanshat, Shrey Chanshat, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 14. And right at the end, the 9th bowler, very handy, Aslan Nawaz, 3 overs, 1 for 7. So that's the tale of the tape here at the Caravel All-Stars Under 16s 30 over All-Stars final. New Territories Tigers put on 171. The Hong Kong Islanders requiring 172 for victory. We'll be back with all the live action after the innings break. Welcome back to Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground, home of cricket in Hong Kong for the Caravel All-Stars Under-16s 30 over final. It is the New Territories Tigers versus Hong Kong Islanders. Aaron Bush with you, and we're in for the run chase now. 171 put on the board by the Tigers, 172 required by the Islanders to lift the trophy at the end of this game. 30 overs remain of the series. Big thanks to our sponsors, Caravel Foundation, for helping put this spectacular All-Stars tournament on for the kids, for the under-13s and the under-16s, the up-and-coming talent for Hong Kong. Krish Bhattani on strike for the Islanders. Faisal Abu Bakar at the non-strikers end. Almost ready to get underway. Here we go, first delivery from the softball ground end. Danny Mapp opening the bowling for the Tigers. Mentioned it in the batting innings for the Tigers, but it's a formidable bowling lineup the Tigers have, headed by young Danny Mapp. Plays in so many different formats and tournaments, constantly turning up in the under-16s, under-17s, in the under-19s Hong Kong team. Now he's out there in the All-Stars kit for the Tigers, opening the bowling, trying to restrict the Hong Kong Islanders to less than 171. Back when the Tigers batted, they lost a wicket in the first over. Gilwani out for a duck. The Tigers would like to reciprocate here. Remove one of these two openers. Bhattani on strike. It's called wide. Flirting with those tram lines was Mapp, and that time umpire Ali has called it. One slip in place. The standard power play, 2 on the rope behind square. More attacking field on the offside. Not everyone back on the circle. And that's beaten the bat that time. It was quick. Straight into the gloves of Doshi. Map to Bhutani. This one on the stumps, forcing Bhutani to come forward, defend. Pushes out onto the offside for another dot ball. One shorter, that's quite wide and is called so. It's the two wide so far on the runs on the scoreboard for the Islanders. Watchful Bhutani. That one has Bhutani pushing forward. He just glances it between the slip and point. Bhutani gets off the mark. One ball left in the first over. Brings Faisal Abu Bakr on strike. Face his first delivery from Danny Matt. Tried a Yorker length there, right on the toes. Well chopped out there by Faisal, and that's the end of the first over. Hong Kong Islanders are 3 for the loss of no wicket, requiring another 169 for victory. Shihan Audrey with the ball, opening the bowling from the commentary tent end. Look for confirmation, but I think I saw him play in the under-17s final a month or so ago as well. I was very impressed with his bowling. Very close to taking the leg stump, but called wide. It's the risk you take. Try to clip that inside leg stump, but it doesn't come back enough. That's a better delivery. And calling that under-17s game at one point, he went for a bit of stick and decided to go over the wicket, but he's a much better bowler when he goes around the wicket, I think, personally. Dangerous and gets wickets. Opening with a spinner in a 30-over game. So when you know you can trust your bowler. Slip in place. A short extra cover. 5 on the offside. Leaves that alone outside off. Another dot ball. Could be seeing a replay of the under-13s Caravel All-Stars final we watched this morning. It was against the same two teams. The same players, obviously. They were under 13s. These are under 16s. In that game, the Tigers won the toss, batted first, put on a good score, and then just put the squeeze on the Islanders. Dot ball pressure and wickets here and there. It'll be the plan for the older group this time as well. Chasing a huge total. After that first wide, that wasn't far off the mark of clipping leg stump. Sheehan has backed it up with 5 dot balls. He's wrapped on the pads. It's a big shout. He's got him. He got a wicket in the first over. Sheehan gets the breakthrough. That's the first wicket to fall for the Islanders. They're 4 for 1. Batani has to go. He's out for 1. LBW to Sheehan. And as I was saying, you just love to watch him bowl. He just gets the line and length so well. He gets around the wicket. It's perfect to watch. It's so much fun, and he gets the breakthrough. The first wicket falls. And that's the Islanders now 4 for 1. End of the second over. Again, the run rate required is going to start ticking up higher and higher at some point. Already up to 6. Danny Mapp to continue from the softball ground end. His first over, tidy as well. There's 3 coming from it. Iqbal coming out at number 3, but he'll be at the non-striker's end, as that was the end of the over. Faisal on strike. And that's called wide. Straying down leg side there. Faisal Abu Bakr. Now, if you're hearing cricket balls coming off cricket bats in the effects mic, the sound isn't off. There's somebody training in the nets near us. That's wrapped on the pads. And I can hear it all the way over here. So it's coming straight off the middle. Whoever's over there practicing, it's coming straight off the middle. Well batted. Don't get confused. The sound is not delayed for our game here at the Caravel All-Stars. There it is again. Map to Faisal. Gets a leading edge on that one. We'll get the single. Just the single though. Well fielded, cut off. Bit of a wild throw in. For Matha, a bit excitable. Throwing it in at the toes of Doshi, the keeper. Well backed up though. Just the single brings Qasim Iqbal on strike. Yet to face a delivery. Facing a fired up Danny Mapp from the softball ground end. It's just sighter, outside off, leaves it alone. No danger there for Iqbal. Indeed, with the speed that Danny Mapp's bowling, the danger would be poking the bat at balls that are well outside off. Plenty of overs left. 30 over game. That one's forced to play, angled in on the body. Map to Iqbal, wrapped on the pads, going down leg. More dot ball pressure though from the Tigers. Only 2 off this over so far with 1 ball remaining. Going to get through the... No run there. That's the end of the 3rd over. Hong Kong Islanders 6 for 1, requiring another 166 runs for victory. Xian Aldry to continue from the commentary tent, and as he would, open the bowling from this end. Wicket in his first over. Just the 1 run coming from it. His figures 1 over, 1 for 1. Faisal Abu Bakr will be on strike. 2 slips in place. 1 slip in place. Shuffling the field around. Everyone inside the circle, it looks like, for the Tigers. Pressure on. Xian again, that was a shorter, faster ball. Very wide though. Trying something different. Didn't quite work out the way he planned. Stuck in the hand or something. Wry grin. That's popped up in the air. They have a fielder in close, but it's the 1 bounce. Faisal continuing just to watch the way the ball's coming out of Xian's hand, whether it's going to spin left or right, the wrong one. He's floated that one down leg though, it'll be wide. Again, called wide, and they're going to get through for a second. Just drifting down on the pads at the moment. And yes, this is what I think I saw in the under-17s one, when he throws a couple down leg side, it comes over the wicket. But I don't think the angle's as good when he's bowling this way. Sure, it might protect from the wides, but gives the batsman more freedom. That's usually the case. He'll very shortly prove me wrong. Probably get a wicket. It is a better line at the moment. Length from Xian over the wicket. Those 2 wides. 1 ball remaining in the 4th over. That stayed low. Dot ball, that's the end of the 4th. Hong Kong Islanders 10 for 1. They need another 162 for victory. Change in bowling from the softball end. Mohammed Safai Khan coming on for the Tigers. Danny Mapp having a rest after his first 2 overs. He said this is a pretty impressive lineup in the bowling stakes for the Tigers. The Islanders did use 9 bowlers themselves, but there's some strike bowlers for this Tigers team. Faisal on strike. Card, that's going to be wide. At the moment, it's the extras that are doing all the scoring for the Islanders. It's the 9th extra, 9 wides, 2 off the bat. Actually, 1 off the bat. I think one was an extra on a no ball, perhaps, on a wide. 2 off the bat, I should say. That's going to be more runs off the bat, though. Cut off by Hussain. That's 2 off the bat, 1 for Batani, 1 for Faisal. That's now 2 for Faisal. So 3 off the bat. Iqbal on strike, yet to get off the mark. Oh, big swing and a miss there. Slashing outside off. Right up in there, Yorker length, but it's pushed out nicely on the offside runs there. At least 2. Coming back now, yes, they get 3 for 2. All the way to the rope, that's a nice way to get off the mark. Kasim Iqbal. His 10th delivery face for that time. Chopped it out, Yorker length. Split the field for 2. That's popped up in the air, but straight in the gap. It went through the gully region there, but no gully in place. Another single. Some good runs coming this over so far for the Islanders. Much needed. And current run rate at 3. Another nice drive there from Iqbal. Pierced the gap again. Just leaning on it. It's not overhitting it. And it's not making it all the way to the rope, but very close and getting 2 runs here and there. It's actually Faisal pushing that one through the offside. Time blocked, defended, dot ball, end of the 5th over. Hong Kong Islanders are 17 for 1, requiring another 155 for victory. Manhattan there, seeing the run chase for the Islanders. At the moment, keeping pace at times. There was a big first over for the Tigers, and then they plodded along. Saw out the first 10 overs, and then that big 114 run partnership started to get going between Preet and Matha. And that's what these 2 out here in the middle are going to try to do now. Kasim Iqbal and Faisal Abu Bakr put together a nice big partnership and allow the other batters to come in later and swing big. Shihan back into the attack. Back into the attack, not out of the attack. Getting late in the afternoon. Change of bowler at the softball ground end, but Shihan continuing from the commentary tent end. Faster delivery this time. Picked by Kasim. Manages to pick out the fielder sitting at cover. That's over the infield. Slashed away. It's a long boundary down there, but it's racing away. Is it going to get cut off? Well fielded. Diving effort. Picked up and thrown in themselves. Harry Hodgson down there. Did it all himself. Chased the ball down, flicked it back in, picked it up, threw it in. Kept it to 2. That's a good delivery from Sheehan. Floated it up, drifted it in, forcing Kasim Iqbal to defend. That's very full. Like if Iqbal had actually let that go down leg, might have been a wide, but tapped on it. So it's a dot ball, one more ball remaining in the power play. Shorter and faster again, chipped over that infield through the gap between cover and point. Again, Harry Hodgson chasing it down. They will get back for 2. And that is the end of the 6th over. Hong Kong Islanders 21 for 1. 151 runs more required. Muhammad Khan continuing from the softball ground end. Faisal Abu Bakr on strike, punches it straight to cover. Fuller this time. Perhaps they're out of the back of the hand, slower ball. Faisal not happy with himself there. That one's going down leg, will be called wide. No, over the, yes it is. Wasn't a matter of umpire Ali not wanting to call wide, it was a matter of, I think, Danny Matt being in the way between the umpire and the scorers, so. Umpire Ali just had to take a step to the side before calling it wide. Trickled around the corner nicely, but Thacker down there at fine leg. Beaten this time, outside off, doubling the bat at it there. Kasim Iqbal. Fuller driven, well fielded. Via Matha there, stopping what would probably be a certain boundary. It's hit well in the block hole, chopped out through the cover regions, but Matha was up to the task, chopping it off. So it's another dot ball. Short this time. Iqbal defends. That's the end of the 7th over. Hong Kong Islanders 23 for 1. Requiring another 149 runs for victory. Now there's a change in bowling from the commentary tent end. Xian having a break. Harry Hodgson into the attack. Faisal on strike. Floats a big one up there. Very full. Straight back to Harry. Dot ball. It's a big appeal and he's been given LBW 2 balls. That's all it took Harry Hodgson to get a wicket. That's the 2nd wicket to fall for the Hong Kong Islanders. They're 23 for 2. Faisal Abu Bakr has to go LBW. I think he's overly happy with it. Got the bat, but been given LBW. 2 wickets down now for the Islanders. The keeper for the Hong Kong Islanders, Tanveer Singh Bra, coming out to the crease to join Kasim Iqbal. These team under a fair bit of pressure. 2 down, only 23 on the board. Into the 8th over. Both wickets falling from the commentary tent and both wickets falling to the leg spin. One from Xian, one from Harry Hodgson. While the quicks have put the pressure on from the softball ground end, the spin doing the damage from the commentary tent end. Hodgson continues. Another dot ball. Hodgson beats the outside edge as an appeal for stumping, not out. Bracken survives the stumping appeal there. Another dot ball for Hodgson. Punches that, a short cover. That is the end of the 8th over. A maiden for Harry Hodgson, a wicket maiden at that. The 2nd wicket down for the Islanders in the 8th over. They're 23 for 2, still requiring another 149 for victory. Change in bowling from the softball ground end. Seth coming into the attack. Kasim Iqbal on strike, he's on 7. Been 11 balls now since the Islanders have scored a run. It's been a string of dots and a wicket. Tigers really putting the pressures on now. It's got a leading edge. It's just fallen short. Not sure if it carried right in front of us here, so I couldn't see the front on view, but it was very close. Said it's a long way down for Danny Mapp. It's a tall lad. I think it's fallen just short of him. Seth will be very happy with that. Seeing a leading edge like that straight to slip. One's going down leg though. This is wide. And just poking with getting another edge. Gets it though. That's a big heave, that one. Stand and deliver. Wow, it's gone over the long off boundary. That is a long boundary. This is an under 16s game. That is over the top of the Caravel sides. Nice to give a plug to our sponsors for this All-Star Series. If you're going to hit a 6, try to hit it over the top of the sponsors' signs. Caravel, proud sponsors of the All-Star Series. That was a big 6. And then just pokes at it, trying to get an edge again. No doubting that shot though from Iqbal, straight out of the middle. Say it again and again. Players like to flirt with that boundary but don't realise just how long it is. Iqbal did not care. He cleared the advertising banners. Full this type on the dot ball. Saw the 1-6 in the first innings for the Tigers. That was via Matha. That's the first 6 of the Islanders' innings. And that is the end of the 9th over. Hong Kong Islanders 30 for 2. 34 for 2. They have 2 different scores. It is 30 for 4. We'll get that score updated on the screens and get it corrected for you. Harry Hodgson could continue from the bowling green end. I think he's got a stumping there. He has. First ball, got a wicket with his second ball in his first over. He's got a wicket with his first ball in his second over. Hodgson gets another wicket. That's the 3rd wicket to fall for the Hong Kong Islanders. They're 30 for 3. Great glove work there. Doshi whipping the bails off. And his fellow keeper, Bra, has to go. 3 wickets down now for the Islanders. Mishra. Prakar Mishra coming out to the crease with his side in a certain amount of trouble. 30 for 3, chasing a big total. Need 172 for victory. Hodgson strikes again. Tempted Bra, who is the keeper, so should know what the bloke behind's going to do if he misses it. And indeed he did. Doshi whipped off the stumps. Got the stumping. Good glove work, good bowling. Hodgson continuing. Found. A lot of work there from Mishra. Spun away from the bat though, safely. Had to defend that one. Beautiful delivery. Just in the right length. Floated it in. Forcing Mishra to come forward and defend. This one's... Oh, that's very close to bowling his leg stump. Did go down leg, but not called wide because it spun back in. Probably went over the top of the leg stump. Very good delivery. Won't be wanting to leave too many of them. Well, just like the first time, he's done it again. Harry Hodgson with his second wicket maiden. He's bowled 2 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for none. That's quite some spell. We thought we saw a great spell earlier on today. Chanchad with his forfeit, but at the moment, double wicket maiden for Harry Hodgson. It's giving him a run for his money. Sheth continuing from the softball ground end. Bowled 1 over. None for 7. He's unlucky last night. He's got a wicket straight away. I said none for 7. Make that 1 for 7. A wild swing there from Kasem Iqbal. He's gone straight over the top of it and it's smashed into his middle and off stump. Great delivery. I was about to start talking about how all the damage has been done by the spinners, but all of a sudden, Sheth comes into the attack, into his second over from the softball ground end, and gets a wicket with his first ball of the second over. Four wickets down now for the Hong Kong Islanders. They're 30 for 4. Great crowd in supporting the Caravel All-Stars Under-16s 30-over final here at Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. It's family, it's friends, it's just cricket lovers in Hong Kong all coming down here. The kids are over in the corner playing cricket. The parents looking on, watching a great game of cricket. The final of what has been a fantastic Caravel All-Star Series, both for the Under-13s this morning and now the Under-16s competition this afternoon. Top 2 teams, the Tigers and the Islanders, battling it out. At the moment, the Tigers got the upper hand, you'd have to say. Islanders 30 for 4. Seth in again. Maharaj Hussain on strike now for the Islanders. Before that delivery, first delivery of this over from Sheth, I was about to talk about how the fast bowlers from the Tigers have been supporting the spinners, keeping them pinned down but not getting the wickets, but that's all changed now. Combination dot ball pressure and wicket pressure on the Islanders. A formidable bowling lineup it is for the New Territory Tigers. That said, there's also been some great glove work from Doshi behind the stumps. The fielding's up, stopping singles, creating that dot ball pressure as well. That's whipped around the corner nicely though. That's going for 4. That's the way to get off the mark. Mirage starts with a boundary. Hong Kong Islanders will be looking for more of that. Sheth straying onto the pads. Mirage was onto it in a flash. Just the one fielder out on the rope on the leg side. That's very wide. Towed to cover. Dropped out again. That's the end of the 11th over. Hong Kong Islanders 34 for 4, requiring another 138 for victory. Harry Hodgson to continue from the commentary tent end. He's bowled 2 overs. If you're just joining us, you've missed 2 fantastic overs. He's bowled 2 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for none. unplayable at the moment is Hodgson. He's got a wicket in each of his overs. Double wicket maidens, or single wicket double maidens. And beaten again outside off. This time, watchful, pushed towards point. Floats this one up again. Somebody fielding in close there. Short cover. Again, keeping these singles at bay. It's Venkatesh in there in close. He's wound up on that one. Big top edge. He's going to get there. He got there! Danny Mapp runs out from first slip to take the catch. It's the third wicket for Harry Hodgson in his third over. The man can do no wrong. Gets a wicket every time he gets the ball in hand. And that's the fifth wicket to fall for the Hong Kong Islanders. They're 34 for 5. Mishra has to go. He's out for a duck. He tried to survive against Harry Hodgson, but could not. He tried to break out. It's what happens when you get pinned down by such a good leg spin bowler. You attempt to hit your way out of it, top edged it up, and that was a very good catch from Danny Mapp. He's got big long legs, but he had a long way to travel out of first slip to get there, and he got there in time. Took the catch. And the fifth wicket falls, and all sorts of trouble now for the Hong Kong. And Ahmed coming out of the crease for Hong Kong Islanders. Team in all sorts of trouble. 35. 2 balls remain. Harry buys 2 more balls to third wicket maiden. I jinxed him. They're going to go for a run. They get through. Imran gets off the mark. Managed to score the first runs off Hodgson's bowling. End of his third over, the end of the tour. Hong Kong is 35 for 5, requiring another 137 runs for victory. Harry Hodgson, 3 overs, 2 maidens, 3 wickets for 1. Yeah, he's got a wicket in every single over he has bowled. You're allowed 5 in the 30 over format, so he might get a 5 for us. Keeps bowling like this. We shall see. There are 5 wickets remaining. Tigers would like to finish this off quickly. Of course, the Islanders would like to put a huge partnership together right about now. The wickets are falling every over at the moment. Last 3 overs, there have been 3 wickets to fall. 2 for Hodgson and 1 for the man with the ball in hand right now, Sheth, coming in from the softball ground end. It's going to be a wide though. One thing the Islanders will not want to do is lose another wicket before drinks. That's 3 overs away. Just want to see this out. I'd like to bat it out their full 30 overs, of course. Tigers really have ideas. Looking to raise the trophy early and head on home on this Easter Monday. Yes, aiming, honing in on that stump, but just pushing it a little bit too far. The wicket he took in the last over was more on middle and off. So he's pushing it a little bit into his third over. It's a better line from Shath. It's full. Might have been trying for a slower ball, but Very full. That'll race away to the ropes. That'll be a boundary. Put it in the books. 4 runs and a no ball. Yeah, over waist height, was it? Over waist height, no ball. Hit now for Imran Ahmed. Got the 4. The ability to do whatever he likes without the risk of getting out, except for a run out. Here we go. Free hit. Gets away with it. And yes, Sheth gives himself a bit of a fist bicep bump there. Knows he bowled a good free hit delivery there. Got away with it. First one cost him a 4. The second one cost him nothing. Slightly lofted, but between the fielders, they'll get a single at least. They might get 2 on the missed field. Just the single. Imran Ahmed still gesturing to Hussain, saying we could have gone for a second on that one. As it is, 1 in the book. Cutting back in there, good delivery. Leaves that one alone outside off to end the 13th over. Hong Kong Islanders are 43 for 5, requiring another 129 for victory. 2 overs between drinks. Before we take drinks, that is. Islanders will be looking to get over 50 by then, hopefully. Moment their run rate 3.3, the required run rate now creeping up to 7.6. Those in the crowd don't care, they're down here for a lovely day of cricket, supporting family or friends in this under-16s Caravel All-Stars final. Hodgson will continue and will get some more runs off his bowling. I say more, that is the second run that's come off his bowling. He's into his 4th over. Toe pooped at that one, Hussain, and no run. We have to see if Harry Hodgson can get a wicket in every over he bowls. He has for the first 3. So Miraj and Imran Ahmed have different ideas. Looking to see him off. Gaffs all round there. Almost beaten. Hodgson to Hussain. Defends again. Flatter, shorter this time. Punch to point. End of the first over that Harry Hodgson has not taken a wicket with. This is 4 overs done. 3 wickets, 2 maidens for 2. 14 overs done. Hong Kong Islanders 44 for 5. Looks like a change in bowling for the Tigers from the softball ground end. Adnan Hussain coming on. Following the last over before drinks. Hoping to break this partnership. Just trucking along quite nicely for the Islanders. Put 10 runs on already, these two. Looking to sweep it away. Straight to mid-wicket. Oh, it's bowled him. It's bowled him. He gets the wicket with the second delivery. Adan Hayat Hussain gets the breakthrough just before drinks. 6 wicket falls for Hong Kong Islanders. They're 44 for 6. You could see that coming after the first delivery. He's floating it up there. He's going to drift in. Overplayed it. Spun it in. Watches pitches outside off. Comes back in, takes the off stump, gets the wicket. 6 wickets down now for the Islanders. We're going to take drinks here at Ting Kwang Road Recreation Ground. It is the Caravel All-Star Series. The under-16s final between the Hong Kong Islanders and New Territories Tigers. We'll have a quick drinks break and we'll be back with the rest of the action in a while. Welcome back to Ting Kwang Road Recreation Ground for the Caravel All-Star Under-16s 30 over final between the Islanders and the Tigers. Aaron Bush with you. We're getting into the stages of this final now. Islanders still require another 108 runs for victory, but they only have hand. We took the drinks break in the middle of the 15th wicket. That brings Jar out to strike. Opening bowler for the Island. Red underway again. Finish off this over. And floats it up. Punch back to the bowler. in full. Just pushed to mid on. There's talk of a single, but called off. And shorter. It didn't bounce a great deal. A bit of a mix-up again. Gets back safe. Another dot ball. That's bowled him! A double wicket maiden for Hussain. He's got 2 wickets, one before the drinks break, one after the drinks break. The rest were dot balls. Double wicket maiden. The Jarry out for a duck. That's the 7th wicket to fall now for the Islanders. 44 for 7 after 15. To the first delivery, they got a wicket. Just floated it up there. Played all over the top of it. That one was a bit closer. Hit the middle stump. Jarry has to go. Got a competition between the Tigers at the moment. We thought that Harry Hodgson with his 3 times 1 wicket maiden, and Hussain just come out and got a double maiden in his first over. I don't think I've seen so many wicket maidens in a... Speaking of our man, Harry Hodgson, he's got the ball in hand. This will be his final over. He's bowling out his 5-over spell. 4 overs, 2 maidens, 3 wickets for 2 runs. A fun bowling ball so far. Sick ball. It's lofted in the air. There's a chance of a catch. It's just out of reach. Almost got his 4th. They're coming back for a second. It's going to be close. They get back 2 runs. Shout of no. The new batter coming out to the crease for the Islanders is the captain, Ganeshan. He's at the non-strikers end though. Mirage on strike on 6. Trying to see off Harry Hodgson. He's been in devastating form. He's wound up big on that one. It's going to clear the infield. It might go all the way. 1 bounce over the rope for 4. Might be the only way to escape Harry Hodgson is to go big, and that's the 50 runs up for the Hong Kong Islanders. They are 50 for 7. We saw this a bit earlier. One of the Islander batsmen tried to attack Harry. Just towed it up in the air. That shot, so they put the fielder on. That's got a top edge. It's just fallen short. It's the 3rd delivery that were flowing in the air. None of them were really... Just unlucky not find the fielder at the moment. Is Hodgson over, 2 remaining. That's flicked around the corner. No run. Floats this one up, just defended there by Mirage. That's the end of the 16th over. Hong Kong Islanders 50 for 7. That's the end of Harry Hodgson's spell. 5 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 8. A fine bowling spell. Did the damage for the Tigers. And he'll have a nice rest out in the field. And hopefully his teammates for him will get the next 3 wickets and they will hold aloft the Caravel All-Stars trophy. Adan Hayan Hussain to continue from the softball ground end. Coming off his first over, which was a double wicket maiden. He will be bowling to the captain of the Islanders. Ganeshan on strike. Yet to face the ball. Saints now bowled 7 balls. No runs scored off him. Got the 2 wickets. high. Hence the appeal being a little. Continuing to get good spin. Ganeshan gives himself some room, punches away on the offside. Get through for the single. That gets him off the mark. First runs off the bowling of Hussain. Brings Miraj Hussain on strike to Adan. Oh, he's beaten. Very close, I think, to the stumps there. Doshi whipping them off just in case Miraj had gone for a wander out of his crease. He had not. Adan just targeting in on that off and middle stump. That one was a little shorter. Inside edge, just out to square leg, dot ball, end of the 17th over. Hong Kong Islanders 51 for 7. Change of bowling from the commentary tent end, obviously, because Harry Hodgson has bowled out his 5 overs. Harry Shankar Venkatesh comes into the attack for the Tigers. The Tigers requiring 3 more wickets for victory. 120 runs required. Seems like too far, but anything's possible. Venkatesh, left arm over the wicket. Punched back down to mid-on, dot ball. It's been punched away on the onside. That's a nice shot, 4 runs. Captain doesn't bother running for that one. He knew it came off the bat nicely. Split the field. Bit short there from Venkatesh. Double it, now made adjustments. Tigers, they've pushed back. Keeping wicket. And it's better delivery. Good follow-up delivery. Orca length outside off. The left arm. Venkatesh. And a clean bowl today. Rarity, but not today. Trying again for that line outside off, but just pushing it too far across the right-hander. Four Somgans in Hong Kong and half the left-handed. Today the first one. Going to get through for a quick single. Direct hit might have been interesting, but it was good running there from Miraj at the non-striker's end. They get through safely. Guided to point, no run there. Being left-handed myself, always have a soft spot for the left-handers. Always my favourite, call Yasin Merdeza or Dan Pascoe. The left arm. Today, Harry Shankar Venkatesh is my man. It's just nicely guided down. It'll be picked up by deep third. for a single, and that is the end of the 18th over. Hong Kong Islanders, 58 for 7. Still 12 more overs available. Required run rate for the Islanders now, 9.5. 3 wicket Islanders. Discussion out there of who's going to bowl next. Captain Danny Mapp deciding. Adan Hayan Hussain will continue though. Bowling beautifully, of course. 2 overs, 1 maiden, 2 wickets for 1 run. Troubling the batters almost every delivery, just as his co-bowler from the other end, Harry Hodgson, did. Between them, they have a fifer. Forces Mirage to defend, punch it to mid-off. Going for a quick single, and well run. Early call there from the captain. That does bring the captain, Ganeshan, back on strike. He's on 6 from 7. Trying to do a captain's knockout there. Get through for another quick single. Forces the misfield. Floats that one up. It's full. It's been pushed around on the leg side. They do have coverage out there, so Hussain gets away with that one. Puts that one into the pitch a bit more. It's popped up in the air, but there's no fielder there at mid-on, so long on comes around. Xian fields it. Keeps it to a single. In a series of singles this over, 4 in a row now. Finish with a dot. That is the end of the 19th over. Hong Kong Islanders 62 for 7. Change of bowler from the commentary tent, and Avia Thacker coming into the attack. I have to have a chat to Captain Danny Mapp after the game, removing the only left-hander I've seen bowl all day. Venkatesh having a break after 1 over. Thacker in, having a bowl, rolling his arm over. Got some good spin on that. Plethora of leg spin for the Tigers. Getting some good revolutions on it. Getting it to spin away from Ganeshan. This time Ganeshan's had 2-siders. He knows where it's going to spin, so clubs it out onto the deep mid-wicket boundary. It's fielded just for a single. This one given some air, good delivery. I mean, above the line, dropped in, then spun. That one didn't spin as far as the first 2 deliveries did, but it was a better delivery. Again, similar delivery this time, defended. Miraj Hussain. Just dropped it at his toes, that one. Ganeshan was off the mark quickly, gets through for the single. That is the end of the 20th over. Hong Kong Islanders 63 for 7. Adan Hayan Hassan to continue from the softball ground end. Quick single again, putting the pressure on the field as well, getting through for the single. Through for another single. That's a direct hit. The captain survives. It's a direct hit though. Trickled around the corner. I think he got some bat on that. It was very, very fine. We'll find out. It's called wide, so no bat on that one. Tip and run continues. The direct hit again. Oh, he's living a dangerous life. Ganeshan, that's the second direct hit he's run to the non-striker's end and survived. Side-on direct hits, mind you. Good to see this level of fielding in under-16s cricket in Hong Kong. Seen quite a few direct hits today in both the under-13s and under-16s. Inside edge. Not to that one on. And flatter this time. Hussain defends. A little confusion out there. One remaining of this, the 21st over. So we reset. Hussain to Hussain. Dot ball. End of the 21st over. Hong Kong Islanders 70 for 7. Just trickling along. I haven't been paying a lot of attention, but this partnership's now up to, I think, 34, 26. 26, yeah, 26 run partnership between these two out in the middle now. Off 36 deliveries. A handy knock with only 3 wickets in hand. And be a Thacker to continue from the commentary tent end. Ganeshan belts that down to long on. Slight fumble, but no damage done, just the single. Very loopy this time. That's going to go for just, he didn't quite get hold of it, but it's going to run over the boundary for 4. Unfortunate. I misfield. I saw the looping full toss coming. I thought that was going over the rope, but it didn't get all of it there. Mirage, but a misfield on the ropes. It's allowed it to go to the boundary. So Mirage's 3rd 4. It's not the first time these two have done that little toe poke down towards gully. Getting the easy single. Looks like they've put a gully in place now to try to cut that single off. Swinging hard and getting a fair bit of purchase on the ball is Ganeshan, but he's not managing to find a boundary at the moment. Just dealing in singles. Good field placement from the Tigers, preventing most. On ball remaining in the 22nd over. And that's what that gully's there for, to stop that toe poke single. End of the 22nd. Hong Kong Islanders 77 for 7. Mohammed Safian Khan coming back into the attack for the Tigers from the softball grounds already. 9 ball into the captain. Neshan on strike. Right of the scoring for the Island. A combination of field placing and a few mishits have meant that he's just been dealing in singles mostly at the moment. He has 1 boundary to his name. 4. Pace attack coming back in. Perhaps he thinks he might be able to get the runs flowing again. Pretty tight field on the ropes though. That straying down leg will be wide, I think. Discussion between umpires there, maybe. Don't have to the recreation grounds, so we can't pick up this. And there it is. It is called wide. It was a long discussion. I'm not sure what it was about. He's straight back down the ground. I don't think it's got enough on it. They've got 2 fielders on the ropes. And I will again advise to anyone boundary down towards the ball ground and ropes. A lot more than get hit from than those ropes. So hitting Ganesh continues at finesse down to 3rd. Takes the strike. 2 lurking down the ropes. And it's the under-16s All-Star Series final. So the ropes are back further than they were. Signs. And he's tried a big swing at this. And more often than not, it looks like it's a shorter boundary, because it's certainly a shorter boundary down here towards the common end. The argued end, round end is deceptively long and tends to suck batters in, thinking they can clear the rope. I think one of the under 30 players might be learning for this. Diffusing fielders are out on the ropes. And us to move. We'll continue here. Punch that through mid-off. Extra cover Just hands it off towards the line in. Another single. Big edge, didn't know where it was going, it went to square leg. More pressure on the fielders from the good running, so misfield safely through. Run rate required over 12.6, that's unlikely, but in the middle. We'll be looking to see out these final 7 overs. And another swing and a miss. Oh, and it went very, very close to that helmet. Just trickled past it. That is the end of the 23rd over. Hong Kong Islanders 82 for 7. If you continue for content end, it's ball 2 over, none for none. Got a long off, long on. Hover, not on the rope point. That gully in place now to stop that drop single. That one right there. And they're going to go for it anyway. If they'd thrown to the bowlers then, that might have been a different story, but as it is, get through for the single. Ganeshan was always coming for that single, so the run-out opportunity was at the bowler's end. Ganesh, just the single. Popped up in the air. Nobody in there close from on point, so safe. He's hit that one high in the air. There's a player underneath it and he's got it. He gets the wicket. Avir Thacker gets a wicket. Nice catch there on the boundary. I think it was Preet, was it, with the catch? Harry Shankar, Tash taking Tash on the ropes. Wicket, the same was out there for the fact. Ganesha now to 16. Partnership broken. Wicket flag. The Col All-Stars under trophy. That one was not going to clear the rope. Harry Shankar, Venkatesh taking a very easy catch on the rope. Left-hander coming out to bat now. Man, the dog with the ball for the outside. Making Avir Thacker come around the wicket now. Big swing from Dad, but didn't get it. So now again. I say again. I'm talking about the under-13s being gold here, the Caravel U16 TT final. I don't think I've got any run-outs in my life. Just a decade out. I think it was free in that final innings, but into the older groups, the running between wickets has been better. And those kids in the under-13s, they'll learn. Calling between is very important, and especially with the Islanders. There's been some good calling. The Khan continuing from the softball ground. Correction. The softball ground end this time. It's shared the attack. His ball is 1 for 19. That's right in. Oh, there's that catch right down. Oh, it's unfortunately put down there by Xian. Hit straight to him. Again, the lure of that long boundary. catch was put down in the end. Chunjad survives. Mirage back on strike. Swing and a miss. Good delivery. Sometimes bowlers get a little upset when catches are dropped off their bowling and they drop their head, but Aram Sheth bowling very nicely. He'd like to get the last 2 wickets. That's what all the bowlers, I'm sure. That's off the pad. Work to do out there. Cannot stop it. 4 runs. Deserved 4. It was very nicely played off the hips. A nice boundary. Miraj Hussain continues along. He's up to 20. Sheth straying onto the pad line there and picked up early by flicked over the top of backward square leg. Be cut off. Strained as well, but onto the leg. Side off, all end of the 25th. Hong Kong Island 98. 5 overs remain. Tigers more wickets for victory. And good out these 5 overs, it's unlikely. Run rate required of 16 that the Islanders are going to get there. So it's either going to be a matter of wickets or 5 overs. 30 legal deliveries remain. Expect at the end this is going to be the Tigers holding aloft the Caravel All-Stars under 16s 30 over trophy. Down with height. And Shrey Chunjad at the other end. All those wickets in the first innings. 14 with the ball to do a bit of impress. Now on strike. With the Viathaka bowling the spin towards the leg side, the rope. And that's middle. Good Thaka. He gets the 9th wicket. Chunjad's got to go. And the Hong Kong even came a long way down the... If he was only going to get stumped, but he'd have to worry the... But it hit middle stump. And Tigers requiring just 1 for victory now. That's a good wicket for Thaka. Aslan Nawaz. It was a good delivery to the left-handed Chunjad from Cut. He was injured on the leg side and spun it, cleaned up the middle stump. Now with the right-handed Nawaz at the crease, he's going back over the wicket. Thaka to Nawaz. Yeah, it's 1 bounce just to mid-off. There's a chance of a run out that... Oh my goodness. The through low, Thaka couldn't pick it up. Beaten by the spin. Was backing away, giving himself room, maybe too much room when it mutt. Thaka to Nawaz. It's topped in the air, this falling short of mid-on. Harry Hodgson at mid-on just keeps creating the close, 4 keep in front. It's the end of the Hong Kong Islanders 9-3-9. There's 19. That Mahain Khan will continue from the soft one end. Last over I thought bowling. Time 20. Khan is bowling for soft end. Just shuffling the field around. Pushed it legs wide. Sophia Garner's bowled 3 overs so far, none for 15 now. It's just fallen short of point there. I have heard the effects, Mike. Our good friend at Cricket Hong Kong, Latif Hussain, has just splodged in the mud in front of it because he knows I've got headphones on and that's what I can hear. Driven to mid-off, no run. Well, rain that's happened in the last week. The outfield behind the ropes. It's a little G, but the ground's looking in pretty good shape considering. Khan in again, straight onto the thigh pad. Ball. Been a good from Matha. His top score, the Islanders, with his 29. He's done what he can for his team, while others have fallen around him. Punches it down to long off, gets through for the single. Tries to guide that probably through gully, but went in front of square for another dot, and that is the end of the 27th over. Hong Kong Islanders 94 for 9. 95 for 9. 94 for 9. We will check that score. I have two different scores. Change in bowling again from the commentary tent end. Shian Aldry back into the attack. Bowled 3 overs, 1 for 9 so far. Maharaj just walking off that one before the delivery was bowled. Slipped back in place. It's probably going to be wide. By probably, I mean it will be. Started with a loosener there. Started well outside off and continued to spin away. He's wide up on that one. There's no one on the ropes. That is going for 4. 3 bounces over the rope. It was full. And that's the 100 runs up for the Hong Kong Islanders. Found their way to 100. Plays huge total today, of course, in the Caravel All-Stars under 16s final. 171 posted by the Tigers. They've got to 100. Full again, right on the toes this time. And it's a caught and bowled, it's out. It's the end of the game. And the Tigers have won the Caravel All-Stars under 16s 30 over trophy. The final all over. Hong Kong Islanders bowled out for 100, 27.2 overs. Hong Kong Islanders requiring 72 for. Wasn't long after the batting chase that we realised being a bridge too far for the Islanders and a goal effort from the Tigers. Don't get them wrong, there was wicket maidens everywhere. And we will run through the bowling card shortly, but at the moment, we'll quickly run through the batting card for the Hong Kong Islanders. Opening bat today, Matha and Baka. Matani is out for 1. LBW, the man you saw caught and bowled right at the end there, Shian. It was LBB to Harry and his spell out luck when we get to the blink card, but quite exceptional. Abu Bakar was out for 5. Kasim Iqbal bowled by Sheth for 13. The wicket keeper, Bra, was stumped by the other wicket keeper, Doshi, off the bowling of Hodgson for a duck, and didn't last long either. He was out for a duck, caught by Danny, captain the Tigers, off the bowling of Hodgson. Miraj Hussain, the last man to fall right then. A great knock from him, top scored for the Islanders, 34 off 55 until he was caught and bowled by Shiat. Imran Ard got a feisty 7 off 9 until he was bowled by Hussain. And in the same over to Jarrett for a duck. The captain was eventually caught by Venkatesh on the ropes off the of Thacker for 16, and they did the damage to the ball. Islanders was bowled Thacker for 2. At the end, Nawaz not out, did to score, and that was all out for 100. Now we have a look at the bowling card for the victorious Tigers. Everyone chipped in, even the bowlers that didn't get a wicket. The pressure on spinners did. Opening bowling, the captain Dan Happy bowled 2 overs, no wicket for 15. 4 overs, Simply Hodgson. Now talk about the spell of bowl. 5 overs, 3 for 8. 3 wickets for 8. Those first 3 all wicket maidens. He bowled 3 wickets and did a run take in the end. Got 3 for 8. Sheth, he bowled 4 over a wicket, 1 for 24. Adan Hussain, he bowled 4 overs, and his first over was his second. Not his first over, wasn't it? Got a double wicket. The drink 15th over, you know, and 3 of his over, and on the last delivery for about none for, and at the end for a 14. That is the end of the Caravel All-Star Series. 16's 30 over match is done. The victors are, congratulations to them. They're going to get middle and have a press very shortly. But from me, Aaron Bush, and the rest of the team at the Cricket Hong Kong comment booth, talk to you next time.